Hey, Jim Moyna here with Moyna Bass Fishers. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to answer the question, is tournament fishing gambling? Okay, let's start off with the definition I found. Okay, this is from the Merriam-Webster Dictionary online. Okay, quote, this is what gambling is. Quote, the practice or activity of betting, colon, the practice of risking money or other stakes in a game or a bet. Okay. Here's another. This is the first thing I came up on the internet. This definition. And this is for gamble. Gamble. 1. Play games of chance for money. Bet. Okay. Next. 2 would be take risky action in the hope of a desired result. Okay. I would have to say, based strictly on that. Now, okay, there's other things come into play. Strictly on that definition right there, or those multiple definitions. Are we risking money? Yes, we're putting an entry fee down. We're spending gas to get there. We're spending gas on the lake. We're spending gas on bait and tackle, and place to stay. So yeah, we got money at stake. Okay. Plus the entry fee. We got money at stake. We're risking that money. None of that money is coming back to us if we do bad in the tournament. But we could make money. We are. There is the chance of a greater return. Okay, so it's gambling, right? Not necessarily, because fishing is unique in that we're getting paid as part of this tournament being built into the brand that we do or the business that we do. I mean, it's not strictly a random chance thing with fishing either. There's different levels of gambling. For example, a coin flip, 50-50. If I say to Joe, hey, Joe, I'll bet you $1 when I flip this coin, it's going to land heads. You owe me $1. If it lands tails, I owe you $1. Okay? Random chance, gambling, 100%. Your casino games, I pull the slot machine arm. Well, not anymore. Push the button, bunch of computerized pixels do all this, and that, and then up comes an outcome on the screen. Money may or may not come out. I risked my $1 to put in that slot machine. It might all disappear, or something might come back. Total chance. Okay. But then there's kind of that in-between zone, okay? You got like sports betting. Well, apparently there's that. I don't sports bet, don't do slot machines, whatever. Apparently with sports betting, apparently there's experts. They study trends, they study the games, they study the injured lists and this and that, and try to come up with some kind of predictable winners or winning schemes, playing the odds, factoring in the odds of whatever it's given by the sports book. And I don't know, apparently some guys can position themselves to tilt this in their favor. Don't know for sure, never done it. Don't know anybody who does it. So next, like horse racing, same thing. It's almost the same thing. Apparently, if you know your horses really well and study it, know the odds, study the odds, you can find certain positions that favor yourself as the horse, as the bettor, as the gambler, horse gambler, and you can increase your chances of success. I don't do horses, don't know anybody that does them. Next, so what else? Poker. Okay, I play poker, and I play other card games. Games of chance, but there's also games of skill mixed in with that chance, okay? So you got chance and skill coming together, but still, like in poker, it's a gamble. You put your money out there. You don't know if you're getting any of it back. You don't know if you're getting more of it back. You don't know. It's a gamble. It's more of a calculated gamble. You can with games that have skill and chance, your skill can, you play that chance into the game, but your skill can tilt the game, the outcome in your favor. And fishing is that kind of a sport. Okay, there's some chance, there's some variables we can't control, but there's plenty of skill involved in tournament fishing or fishing in general, such that when we enter a tournament, our skill is sufficient enough to lean a favorable outcome towards us. But to me, it's still a gamble. Okay, you are risking money. You could lose it all, or you can win some back. But it's a gamble. You're laying money at risk. You're placing a bet on a game that has a lot of chance in it, and it may not come back to you. Okay, but with fishing, tournament fishing, it's not quite as simple as that, though, because in actuality, I will say this: is tournament fishing gambling? The answer that I have is both yes and no. Okay, why is it yes and why is it no? It all depends upon who we are talking about. Okay, if we are talking about the elite anglers at the top of the sport, the top professionals, it is not a gamble for them. It is tournament fishing that actually drives their whole business model, okay, or is a major part of their business model. They're making YouTube videos about their tournaments, their practices, their outcomes, the stuff they learn. Also, they have their endorsements for their sponsors, so they're taking in all this money, which it's more than enough to pay the entry fee and other expenses that they may incur to participate in the tournament. So in actuality, it's all part of their business model. It's all wrapped into it, and there's enough money coming in from sponsorships, YouTube income, and whatever, that it's not a gamble for them because it's part of the whole brand of what they do. Okay? On the opposite end of it is a guy who's, he works as a engineer at a construction firm. That's his regular job. He's got his weekends. He's paid for his boat out of his own pocket, all his tackle out of his own pocket, and now he wants to enter a tournament on the weekend for $500. He's not using fishing to pay for his tournament fishing. Okay, he's not using what he's become in the fishing world to pay for his tournament fishing. So this guy, to me, this guy is the gambler. Okay, and I have nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, because these discussions have come up between fishermen before. I've seen it. I've been part of it, and I always hear both. Some guys, it's kind of a divisive. You get some guys say yes, some guys say it's no. So that's why I've been talking about this. Okay, so at one level you have this guy that just has a regular job and just does tournaments whenever just on occasion or whatever. He's risking his money. He could lose it all. And then on the other end, you get the elite guy, top of the level, like Jacob Wheeler, Kevin Van Dam, so forth. I'm sure. I guess I've never seen their financial books, but I imagine they got more money coming in through endorsements and YouTube products and so forth to cover them for their tournament entry fees and other tournament related expenses. So then there's everything in between. So to me, there's a dividing line between this guy and that guy, between Scott Martin, Van Dam, Wheeler, and just your local tournament guy. There is a line in there, and that line is, this is all no, or yes, this is gambling. Up here's no, it's not gambling. And the line that divides them is where if you make enough money from your social media income, your endorsement income, if you make enough money to pay for those expenses, then that is the line. If you're not making enough money from those avenues, you're gambling. It may not be much of a gamble, especially if you're a really good fisherman. If you're a really good local, and you got some partial sponsorships, maybe you got part of your stuff paid for and you're really good at it. It becomes a much lower risk gamble, low risk. So, but to me, It's not a gamble at all once you have enough sponsorship income, social media income, and other fishing related, guiding, any sort of fishing related income. If that outweighs the expenses of a tournament, then you are no longer gambling. So, yes and no. I'll stand by that. Over.